Welcome back to the channel, guys. And today we're going to be discussing the Justin Trudeau. He is the Prime Minister of Canada. He has recently resigned. So give me a second. I will grab a few people on and we will be discussing it. And also what else to look for in the next, 15 days or so. We've got a lot to come. So with also today, the Vice President Kamala Harris will be certifying Donald Trump as the election winning president. So let's get that started. I see one person in here. Let me go down here to present. What's up, Rob? How you doing, buddy? Okay, John, I'm good. I'm ready to go. Let's see here. Salty, John, I sent you both an invite through Instagram. So you guys got an invite through Instagram. Come on over. How you doing, Rob? Do you have any historic decision too today? You have any thoughts on that, man? On the Prime Minister of Canada resigning because his party has said he is too extreme for them. I mean, when you go that nuts and that crazy, and your party throws you out and, tells you to resign, that's kind of pretty bad. So, okay, I just wanted to say this is the Raise Moto Life channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe, like, comment. We are waiting for a few people to come in. I just wanted to say thank you all for being here. We're going to discuss a few different topics today. Get out of there, man. Okay. Let's get that right. What's up, Rob? Are you working? Are you snowing? Is it snowing and everything there, buddy? Says we got two people, so somebody's lurking around the shadows like Ninja Turtles. Always in the shadows. That's okay. I got a lot of followers. They just don't like to pop in the side chat, and that's completely fine. Just wanted to say though, we have let's see, John from Political Writer, and hopefully Salty Badger will be coming in. So yes, Political Writer, come on in. Yeah. Hey, I was wondering if you got it through Instagram. I sent Salty one too. We aren't getting the snow, you guys. I'm not getting snow, Rob. I've actually got ice yesterday, and then it rained through the night, warmed up. Now it's refroze again, and it's snowing right now, but it's freezing over. So, yeah, y'all see that big face in me? That's awesome, ain't it? I love it, dude.
Scared me there for a minute.
I think it's awesome. Yeah, man. I mean, a lot of people don't like to discuss it. We were over on another channel, and I brought up the issue of Salty doing that, and I apologize to Moto for that.
Yeah.
What's up? Yeah, I don't never like to run somebody off from a channel, especially when it ain't mine. And I hate that he feels that way. And I was trying to congratulate, Salty on what he did. And Moto, if you're listening, I apologize, buddy. But, I always forget not everybody wants to hear, certain, politics and rabbit holes. So thanks, 2-4. What's up, buddy? Okay, thank all that's holy. Yeah, man. I mean, this guy here is he's Canadian, right? 2-4 is. He's in Canada. So I think he's kind of like, well, my guy disappeared here. I think you clicked the wrong button. There he goes. Here we go. Let's see. Okay, there we go. I think you kind of popped up there for a minute. Let's see. Let me see if I can do something here for just a second. Okay. Let's see. Enter screen. Nope. Windows. Nope. Yeah, let's see. Windows. Microsoft Edge. Okay, let me see if I can pull up something else over here. You still see me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Let's see if I can do something right here for just a second. Go down to did he stay live over there? Yeah.
Do what?
Did Six stay live over there?
Yeah, he's live.
Okay. I didn't want to take his customers away, or his followers. Sorry. Let me see if I can pop this up real quick. I just found a video. Let me see if I can find it of him. Justin Trudeau. What do you think about that, man? I mean, that's just, it's wild, ain't it? I think his party he's just completely like.
But wasn't he just at Mar-a-Lago talking to Trump? Wasn't he?
Yeah, they were. Yeah, and Trump's like, hey, we're fixing to, make Canada the 51st state if you don't watch it, because if you don't protect the borders and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And in a way, I can't blame because, man, it's like he's went so much with the woke stuff, in my opinion. Where is this top story? Right here it is. Let's see. Hang on just a second. Okay, hang on just a second. Let's see. I want to do this. Share. And let me see if I can get this pulled up to the studio here. And we will share it here in just a second. We'll listen and see what he says, and then we can talk about it.
Been inspired by the resilience, generosity, and the determination of Canadians. It is the driving force of every single day I have the privilege of serving in this office. That is why, since 2015, I've fought for this country, for you, to strengthen and grow the middle class. Why we rallied to support each other through the pandemic, to advance reconciliation, to defend free trade on this continent, to stand strong with Ukraine and our democracy, and to fight climate change and get our economy ready for the future. We are at a critical moment in the world. Mes chers Canadiens, à chaque matin, je me suis réveillé en tant que Premier ministre, inspiré par la résilience, la générosité et la détermination qui nous caractérisent si bien en tant que Canadiens. C'est ce qui me motive à chaque jour où j'ai le privilège de servir dans ce poste. C'est pourquoi, depuis 2015, je me suis battu pour ce pays, pour sur notre continent. After what has been the longest session of a minority parliament in Canadian history. That's why this morning I advised the Governor General that we need a new session of Parliament. She has granted this request, and the House will now be prorogued until March 24th. Over the holidays, I've also had a chance to reflect and have had long talks with my family about our future. Throughout the course of my career, any success I have personally achieved has been because of their support and with their encouragement. So last night over dinner, I told my kids about the decision that I'm sharing with you today. I intend to resign as party leader, as Prime Minister, after the party selects its next leader through a robust, nationwide, competitive process. Last night, I asked the President of the Liberal Party to begin that process. This country deserves a real choice in the next election, and it has become clear to me that if I'm having to fight internal battles, I cannot be the best option in that election.
Wow.
Mes amis, comme vous savez, je suis un fighter. Dans mon fort intérieur, je me suis toujours battu parce que tout au long de ma carrière, tout le succès que le parti aura choisi réel lors des prochaines élections, il est devenu évident pour moi que si je dois me concentrer sur des batailles internes.
Okay. What do you think, buddy? That is just, I mean, internal stuff, what, I mean, is that an excuse, do you think? Internal battles? I mean, I don't think he meant family. I think he meant internal with his party because
his party's done with him.
Yeah, he went so far to the extreme, in my opinion.
Yeah,
and the Canadians that can, relate to this, and the ones that live there, they know how far he's went. He will not protect the border. He will not, he's went so far of the price hikes and all that. I mean, he has just kept up with the woke, in my opinion, like the American woke. And that's why when he went down to Mar-a-Lago, Trump was like, hey, you're going to stop this. You're going to protect the border, your side of the border. You're going to, do this. And I think there was so much pressure put on him. He had no choice.
Yeah.
I mean, he really didn't. Are you streaming this?
Yeah, I'm streaming.
Okay. I didn't know if I had it set up or not. What's up, Jarvis Piker? How you doing, buddy? He says, okay. He said the worst prime minister in 100%. Yeah, by Justin. Yeah. He may not be able to wait that, and he said something about, I heard something where he said he would stay there until they pick somebody or something. But didn't they just have that? But didn't they have an election? Wasn't that other guy like running for prime minister there?
I'm not going to say because I don't know for sure about that.
I think that, Jarvis, do you know anything about it? If you can put in a comment. I think there was another guy running against him. He's a, wing guy, more conservative. And I'd seen a few ads and stuff like that. And why do I care about what's going on in Canada? Because it affects us really. Not just with the border situation, but like I was saying a while back on another podcast. Here's the thing. Hang on a minute. And what I was saying was, sorry, my kids are getting loud. What I was saying was, everybody rushes out when when the, COVID hit and all that pandemic stuff and everything. They run out. They buy up so much toilet paper and all the paper stuff, and it leaves the stores, empty, and it really damages their own community. And what I was saying, because I'd done some research and people were like, stop running and buying this stuff, because we also get our toilet paper and paper towels and stuff like that. They're drove in with semis from Canada and Mexico. They're not shipped over here on containers. They're not coming from other countries. No. We have our own factories for that. We have our own paper mills. There's reasons why they're trying to tell people, but I think it's just a natural human instinct to run out and try to buy up supplies, because we buy bulk. We order like 7 to 8 40 packs of water every month from Sam's Club. We order big bulks of Ziploc bags, paper towels, things like that. And yes, we have the privilege to do that right now. We've been doing it forever. We've been Sam Club members. We buy in bulk, so we don't have to run to the store every day. What's up, Peaky Biker? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you, man. It is afternoon in your time. I believe he's 6 hours ahead. And like I said, today the vice president will be certifying, Donald Trump's victory. Let's hope that goes well. But as Salty also said, be on the watch out for the next, 15, 20 days, because I believe it's not over with. I believe there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of conspiracies out there. I can't tell you which ones to believe and which ones not to believe, because I do my own research. I have my own opinion on certain things, and it's not yet. No running yet. Okay, not yet. No. What's up, Squid Monster? It's good to see you there, buddy. Haven't seen you in a while. Haven't talked to you. It's good to see you. Happy New Year's to you too, bud. Real good person right there. Great supporter. Instagram as well. If you guys don't know him, go check him out. He's got a few videos on his YouTube, but he's a busy guy, and he plans on doing a lot more. But I can understand that when you get busy. But yeah, that is a complete. Let me jump over here and go back out of that one, and we can see what they're doing with the. Let's see here. Okay, jump over here. That's a commercial. I don't want to do that. Okay, let's get out of that one. The certified of the election. Do we know when that starts? That will be at. Let's see. 2000 the January 6th political prisoners free. Okay, yeah, we've got. I think that's one of the issues right now. They're worrying about that. Here we go. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's going on?
Softy comes in.
See, I put the 51st state's flag up over here.
There you go.
No, but
go ahead.
It's just like everybody thinks that it's just going to happen, and like the whole takeover is coming the 20th, and it's not going to happen like that.
Yeah. Let me throw something up here for just a second. That way, we're not seeing my big face up there. How's that? That's a little better? Okay. I mean, I like my background, but we're blending into it a little much and not seeing each other. So, did you just see the video I just posted? We were watching.
I didn't. I jumped in late. I had to.
It was him.
I had to
Justin,
do some stuff before I get on.
Okay, it was Justin Trudeau. He was resigning. We were showing that, talking about that, because they're saying that, he's saying, but due to the internal, issues that he had right now. Let me do this and see if I can do something real quick.
I seen a video where his own people were calling him out in the parking lot, telling him to quit and go away.
Yeah,
I mean, I was surprised that somebody got that close. They allow somebody to get that close to him. I mean, you couldn't do that to our president, but are we? And we're not necessarily stronger, but I mean, are our presidents more hated than their prime minister was because of the fact that they let their people get that close to him?
Yeah.
But it doesn't remove commandments. Plus, it takes a long time. In an emergency, we need a method that's effective and fast. We would need a method that wouldn't need electricity and make the water safe. It also has to be easy to do. There is no way I'm building a well. The pioneers purified their water when sailing for weeks on end. How did they do it?
I want to get your take on what could happen in foreign affairs. I know that there's been a lot of conversation about the hostages in Gaza. Do you expect that Hamas and the terrorists will unleash those hostages, send them back to America as President Trump takes office?
Well, President Trump has been very clear, Maria, and we have needed this clear-eyed leadership that there will be all hell to pay in the Middle East. And especially targeted on Hamas. If we don't see Americans alive, President Trump is going to lead. He did this in his first term. That around the world, everybody needs to be on notice. If you touch the hair on an American's head, there is going to be consequences so severe, you better think twice. Because unfortunately, for too long, there's been nothing but upside for taking Americans hostage. They just take one and see what they can get. And what they're going to get from Donald Trump is nothing but pain and severe consequences.
Okay, so my question is on this. They've been pushing this for a while. What he just said. Do you think that may have led to some of these, New Orleans, Cybertruck? I mean, they're threatening, saying he's going to do all this stuff. If you do anything, to these, these foreign countries and these people, and the way that everybody has just came in our country in the last 4 years, do you believe? I mean, I believe that when they get up there and keep pushing things like that, saying, and I know Trump's tough, I get it, but I know it's good to have a strong appearance and everything like that, but do they do it too much? You know what I mean? Do they say it so much that they're going to test it like they've been, you know what I mean? Like you were talking about earlier, the next 15, 20 days. I mean, what do we got? We better keep our eyes open,
Yeah.
Can you hear me, Salty?
Yeah, I can hear you. I was looking at something. So yeah, it's the next 15 or 20 days, but I really, as bad as it sounds, I'm not the big conspiracy kind of guy, but I think we're getting a smoke and mirrors kind of thing. Look this direction while this happens over here.
Yeah.
All of our attention in the United States, across the country, has been focused on Las Vegas event and the New Orleans event. What is the opposite direction? We're all looking that way. North of us, the prime minister is stepping down. They took all of our energy and all of our resources, everybody on the internet, searching it. I did it myself. I went down that rabbit hole they sent me down. Everybody's called them out on it. They even called themselves on it, leaving out windows of opportunity to back out of this big smoke and mirrors thing. I mean, you take Elon Musk pride and joy Cybertruck, you blow it up in front of a Trump sign. What better way to tie the two of them together to get everybody to look at it? Then you take a decorated Green Beret, throw him in front of the cameras, have everybody check it out. All his stuff is out there. He's been on TV. There is so many loopholes to send you down looking at this that it was a good way to tie it up. But you release it to the news that his DNA does not match his son's DNA. You're putting that out there for one of two reasons. One, to throw it out PTSD that he cracked. Yep. That's the problem. Yep. Let me tell you from my own experience of friends that veterans, when they crack, they don't hurt other people. They don't hurt their country. They don't take their families out. They take themselves out because they don't want to do that. They crack because they can't control the war inside their mind, and they take it out. For the people in the news that put it out there and tried to make it related to PTSD, they have no idea. Some of them even stated they worked with people with PTSD. They have no idea what goes inside the veteran's mind. Anything that they said that they try to relate that to PTSD or anything, I completely disagree with that. But on the other rest of it, this guy, being a special forces operator, he has the ability to breach doors, blow doors up, things like this to get in. They have EOD techs and everything that work with them, but they learn along the way, just like all of us. If you see somebody do it enough times, you learn how to do it. And they put that DNA out there because now they can back out. When it comes out that it's not his body, that he's alive and he's in Mexico, when that comes out, they can say, well, we told you we didn't have the right DNA. It didn't match. So that is just a whole nother part of the wormhole that is opened up, that is there. There's just so much in there that's there. So,
and they rely on the mainstream media and the legacy media. They rely on it, to push it for their agenda. And of course, when they push it, how many people on social media push it? I mean, we've just seen the last few days, 100,000 people doing videos about this email and about this guy, Sean Ryan. I did it myself. I didn't say much. I just wanted to show the email of him reading the email and let people, kind of, explore on their own and see, let them go down their own rabbit hole and see, because I've looked like you. I didn't post it, but I have went down 2 or 3 other people and their, on their opinions and their stuff. And it's a mystery, but I agree.
Well,
it's hard what to believe,
Yeah, let me ask you this, Salty. Why do you think this is all about? What do you think? What is your opinion? What do you think this is all about? Where is it leading, and what is getting ready to happen?
Well, my opinion is they want us to be looking in another direction. If they've tied up some of the top podcasters in the business, looking into New Orleans, looking into the Cybertruck. They've tied up all these people's time looking into this stuff to draw them away from what's really going on. Today is January 6th. Yeah, does anybody else remember what happened last time on January 6th? Why would they do that? They've got a whole thing. They've drawn us away. Our vice president has to certify those electoral votes. That has to happen today. Right. She lost to him in a very, very... Everybody was fighting back and forth months ago during the election on this. It was all over the news. You don't see nothing on January 6th on the news drawing people's attention to it. On top of that, the Prime Minister of Canada has stepped down today. All of this was oncoming and set, but all of our vision was set away from it. If you look back a little while ago, the same kind of thing happened during OceanGate. They had other stuff going on. They had information on OceanGate. They spent a week of everybody's time with hopes that they knew these people were alive. Yeah. Later on, it comes out that, they were all dead. We knew it 5 minutes afterwards. We got the sonic explosion.
They knew it immediately.
I, myself, and other podcasters that know that that part of it knew that the military probably knew the truth. But the same thing goes out right now. If you're watching those videos on Las Vegas and you're looking at that stuff, there is operators, specially trained guys that are digging into it, saying it's not right. You have Fox News saying something's not right and suspicious about it.
Yep.
But they're leaving that there for open-ended ways out that the government can say this wasn't my fault.
Let me ask
you. Stuff like I'm not a professional at this. I'm not like digging into this. This is a hobby. You can fact check me. I found everything, all my information on between common sense and looking at the internet and just reading and looking at the professionals that I know, and the ones that I looked at that I know, they have the knowledge that I don't have. So I can I feel that I can listen to them. And people saying Sean Ryan took off, I don't think that's true either. I mean, yeah, he might have taken off, but I don't think it's a complete bug out situation because I think
he's already posted
Las Vegas thing. He was already planning on going, or there's something else going on. But if it is something else, and a person like Sean Ryan is running into hiding, I can tell you that we all should be running right now.
I think he's already posted who his next podcast person is going to be. So I don't think he's running. And
I don't think
do you believe Biden? Do you believe Biden even knows what's going on? I don't believe he even knows what's going on. He's talking things off the cuff. He's cussing the media. He did it. I got a clip of him doing it. And that's something else. I think these people that work for him, that's really in charge, I think they're the ones that's running this. Of course, we know that. I also believe that they're keeping him in the dark because this man is shuffling around, his last days. I think they said he has 2 speeches left he's going to give, and God knows how awful they're going to be. You know what I mean? They're going to be just horrible, probably, Let me see if I can share this one here.
Let me tell you, they're not keeping him in the dark. He's been in the dark. He just not.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. He's listen to this.
He was a literal puppet. Literal puppet. That's what he was.
Hang on.
I think what he did was a genuine threat to democracy. I'm hopeful that we're beyond that. The only thing, by being the oldest president, I know more world leaders than any one of you ever met in your whole life.
I mean, who says that?
I know them. I know how they think. Not a joke. What really hurts is when we talk about immigration the way we do.
Oh. Putting it to the side for the moment, the 1920.
I mean, this man is completely off his rocker.
He's been off his rocker. He's been off the rails this whole presidency. He was. They put him in there for a reason. So they knew they could use him. They knew they could control him. That's what he's been. Nothing but a big puppet. That's what he is. But I don't know. I mean, what time does she do? Does she certify? And what time is she doing the certification? Does anybody know?
I don't know. Let me check.
Sorry, Ray Gregory called me on accident. He hit the wrong button. He video calling me. But I was trying to find that. I'm just seeing some podcasters like Benny Johnson, Officer Tatum, and them. I don't know if you guys know them, but I watch a few of those different podcasters or shows. I think he may be discussing some things about it right now, but I don't think it's actually. Salty may be able to find it. He can share a screen if he can, and I'll pop it up.
What are we thinking here, though? Are we thinking something's going to go down to prevent him from becoming president? Do we think that they're going to try to?
From what I can tell, I believe, and I could be wrong. I'd love for somebody in the side chat to jump in or for somebody to come in and say something different, but I don't think they can stop it unless we go to war in the next 24 hours now.
Yeah.
So, I remember you saying that yesterday. Yeah. So going to war, how does that stop a presidential election? How does that stop certifying the president?
Well, they doesn't stop certifying the president, but it would stop the president from taking office.
Gotcha. Okay.
I have to look more into that, but I was reading on that, but I am just now looking at a few things.
It says the Congress certifies Trump's election victory. Mike Johnson's talking something about Trump's. I don't know exactly when. Let's see. Congress to certify President-elect Trump's win, but what time?
Has it already been done? I wouldn't think so.
This afternoon. Okay. It's supposed to be this afternoon.
Gotcha.
I'm looking up the
Here, wait a second. I got something for you. I got to figure out how to share this.
Okay.
Read this before you.
Just hit share screen or tab, and it should pop up under under the thing. So
take a look at this. I don't know if you guys have seen this yet today. There you go. Kind of scroll down to that part of it. Is it showing up on the screen? Read that part right there.
You scroll down. I think you control it. It's on yours, ain't it?
Okay, I do control that. Yes, you're right. So that says members of Congress are getting to work on one powerful bill that will bring our country back and make it greater than ever before. We must secure borders and unleash American energy and renew the Trump tax cuts, which were the largest in history, but we will make it even better. No tax on tips. It will all be made up with tariffs and much more from other countries that have taken advantage of the U.S. for years. Republicans must unite and quickly deliver these historic victories for the American people. Get smart, tough, and send the bill. That was posted today at 3:05 a.m. So he's already pushing on the stuff that he says is going to happen in the first 20 days. This stuff right here, these tariffs are going to be bad. We think taxes are bad. Does anybody, history will repeat itself on this because the tariffs being bad, but the Tea Party was started over taxes by other countries enforcing taxes on us. So now we're going to turn around. We've sent our stuff over. We're sending them all this stuff. Now we're going to charge them these huge tariffs. You don't think they're going to get pissed off about these tariffs that we're giving them, like China?
I don't think that he's really. I think he's using it as a tool, as a scare tactic. I think he's thinking that if he keeps telling these countries this, that they're going to fall in line. Now, will they? I don't know. But I think that's what he's using it as. He's saying, okay, if you don't fall in line with what we want, what we're demanding, then I'm going to put tariffs on you. I think that's what he's doing. Will he actually put tariffs on them? Yeah, I guess he could if they don't fall in line. But that's what I take from it. But that's just my opinion. So, I don't know.
Well, here's I have an opinion too on this is that, okay, everybody's for this. I think I seen you on your show talk about it too. Drilling our own oil, things like that. The one thing we need to think about on this, that's a great idea. I'm not against it. I believe we should do it. We have plenty of it. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
But Canada's big involved in that whole oil part of it too. We have pipelines, so they're passing it back and forth. We all know it's there.
Yeah.
That stuff's there. But here, so we have pipelines that's transferring that stuff right now.
Yeah.
But when you go to the gas station, at least in my area, who owns that gas station that you're buying gas from?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Okay.
But
now it goes farther than that.
No, it's true. I've got 5 gas stations in my hometown, and every one of them has sold out to 2 families. And they own every one of them. They own every one of them. And the thing about that is they never put money back into them. Like
they don't even pay taxes.
There was a storm that came by.
They sell it to another family member before they pay taxes.
There was a storm came by and blew half the roof off, and they just pushed it to the side in the parking lot and stacked it up. They won't paint them. They won't do nothing. They look like crumb in our town, and our town don't look like crumb. It's small. It ain't but like a mile and a half long, but still, it's a small country town. But they will not invest in the community. They come in and buy these gas stations, these stores, and they get what they need out of them. They came in, they took out all the women. They fired like 8 women in one of them. They were cooking chicken and stuff for lunch. All these old people come in and hang out every day. This is a country town. They would spend money. They would sit and cut up. Well, when they sold out, they came in, took all that out, fired 8 women. All the people that hung out and spent money all day and sat around and eat and everything, they completely quit because they took all that out. They started making pizzas, fast little pizzas and those little rolls, and that's it. Their businesses went down, but they expect to make it on the gas, and they just do not. As me seeing this, I can say that I don't know about any other town or anybody else, but I can completely say that I've seen it. I see it every day. They do not put money back into these places. They do not put it in our community or nothing. They're sending it back overseas, in my opinion, or they're keeping it for themselves. They won't even put a paint job back on the gas station. They look horrible, and we've got 5 of them, and 2 families has bought every one of them. So, it's a shame.
Right. So here's the other part of that is huge. Okay, so like I said, we're buying our oil from this country. We'll blanket at that, okay? But they own the gas stations that we're now buying it again from them. Okay, so we bought it twice from them. They're not stupid. Right. They've been setting this up. If you've watched over the last year, they've been buying more and more gas stations. And they keep them for a few years, then they bring a family member over. They sell it to them because they get a tax break again on it. So they're getting a tax break. We're buying the fuel from them, the oil from them. Then they're selling it back to us a second time. But it goes farther than that, okay? It really does. And it's part of the wormhole that when you start looking at things, you get stuck. Yeah. Here's the next part of that. When that oil comes out of the ground, it's a bulk source. It gets refined to several different things, oil for cars, millions of things, okay? It's different types of fuel. We're not going to get all that. It gets refined. Where does it get refined at? Who refines it? Who owns that refinery? When you start looking into that, so now you've bought the oil from this country. Now you're paying this country to refine this oil so that you can buy it again. So you're now paying for it 2 times. Okay, so now you've got it refined. Now it's getting shipped across the seas, across in trucks. Who's providing the shipping for that? Who owns that shipping? It all leads back to the same. When you follow the money in oil, it all leads back to the same thing. Oil is one of the big war factors. We all know it. That's saying that it's different, but follow the money. So there's huge money. You're paying for that oil. Gas is expensive for us. Why? Because we're paying for it 5, 6, 7 times.
7 times.
That's why it's expensive. But here's the kicker in that. Out of all these gas stations they own, if they're not going to just say, oh, okay, we'll buy from you rather than buy from our own country. These people will blow themselves up and die for their country. Do you think they're going to say, okay, we'll just buy for your oil because we can save ourselves some money? No, they don't care because they're making their money up on the back end. And they're not giving you good fuel. You're not getting if you're a mechanic or got fuel knowledge at all, when you go to the gas station, you have 3, 4, sometimes 5 different pumps to pick from. But not only do you have 5 different pumps to pick from, you have different styles of gas. You have Shell, Mobil, BP, all these different styles. But they all refine it different, and the better fuel you buy is better. So
I agree. And I was looking for a video. I can't find it. I was watching a video, and it was out of Canada. And I think this is another reason why this prime minister is resigning and all this. The people we're talking about were up there, and their community's growing up there. And the guy on the street was interviewing one of them. He said, look at you. In a few years, you're going to be the minority. We're having babies. You're not having kids. The white people and the other people, you're not having enough kids. We are having more kids nowadays than any. And he kept telling this reporter, he was telling, protesting in the street, telling people, you guys will be the minority soon. You will not be in charge. You just wait and see. It's all around you, and you don't even realize what we're doing, and he was just telling them. And I don't know why he was telling them, but he was. And he kept on saying, hey, look at us. We're having kids. We're having kids after kids, pretty soon. And I believe it. It's all strategic. We're playing checkers and they're playing chess. You know what I mean? They're set up for the long game, and they have been for years. I mean, it's
for a long time.
Yeah. And they have the time. They can wait it out. Just like when they set up for, their attacks and all that stuff. I want to watch what I say, but I don't want to get hit, with red flags. But I'm saying that it's crazy. They wait years. They set up and they you know what I mean? Just like now, they accumulate their people, their power, their supplies, and then they can wait and strategize, and then they can plan for 5 years, 10 years. It doesn't matter. They take their time to do it because they know exactly what they want to do. And listen to this. This is Trump's what he's going to say.
Soon to be Deputy Chief of Staff, Mr. James Blair. Welcome, Mr. Blair. Thank you for joining us. So day one, what's on the agenda for day one, the afternoon of his inauguration?
Hey, thanks for having me, Trey. Look, day one is going to be action-packed. What you will see is the president work quickly and aggressively to implement the policy that he campaigned on, especially those that can be done through executive action. So these are things like securing the border, unleashing American energy, getting wokeness out of the military and restoring it to being the world's most lethal and well-trained fighting force, getting men out of women's sports. Those are the types of things that you will see President Trump focus on in the earliest days of his administration.
All right. Over the past couple of weeks, I have heard President Trump ask for the debt ceiling to be raised, and then 30 some odd House Republicans rejected that. He wanted Mike Johnson as Speaker. Some Republicans could not do that without having to have their hands held and their egos stroked. So how are you going to navigate such a fractious House Republican conference?
Well, look, President Trump ultimately was given a mandate, as you referenced in your opening, by the American people. This is the first time a Republican has won the popular vote in 20 years, and the first time a non-incumbent Republican has won the popular vote since 1988. He won by millions of votes. And what the president wants to see is people to unify around the agenda that they clearly voted for, and that is his agenda. In the House, look, there's 13 districts in the House that President Trump won that a Democrat was just seated in. In the Senate, there's 2 Senate seats up in Georgia and Michigan and states the president just won. The president wants to see people come together and unify behind the agenda that he campaigned on, that they swept majorities in both chambers of Congress into power to help him with. And that's what he hopes to see happen. So I think it'll just be working with those folks and letting them share their differences. But ultimately, we're confident that both chambers will come together and pass legislation that the American people want to see.
I don't believe it.
Okay, I don't either. I don't believe that. I believe they're going to fight. They're going to, like he said, they need their handheld. They're going to. I mean, look what they just did, trying to vote Mike Johnson back in. 3 of them said no, we don't want that. And then Trump had to get on the phone and said, "Hey, get with the program." There was another video I was looking for too. And I can't find it, man. And they were talking about Trump. His team has already started the paperwork and stuff to get through some of the red flags and stuff with the drilling and because like Biden. I've got another video here in just a second. What do you think about that? Do you think the House in the Congress there, the 13, the district things or whatever, do you think you really think they're going to give a big fight or what? I mean, you think they're going to go along with it? I don't
think that his own party's going to go along with him. We've talked about this on other casts, but I think he's got a battle. And the thing is, you could sign all the executive orders you want to sign, fine, do whatever you want to do, but that's going to last for 4 years. If you don't do legislation and pass laws, all of it's for naught. It means nothing. It means you might get a good 4 years, 2 years, 3 years, whatever. But after that, it's going to fall apart again. So I think he's in big trouble. I think people are acting like he's the savior of this country and the world.
Yeah, he's not Christ.
He's not going to be able to pull off all these things. He's not going to deport millions and millions of people like he's promised he would. That would be a disaster. And that would be a media disaster to pull kids and families away from each other and deport people. I just don't see a lot of this happening.
The Democrat Party, they voted against sending the pedophiles and rapists,
Yeah, and I'm not.
They just voted against.
I'm not hating on Trump. I'm not trying to do that. I think he's as far as it goes, he's better than what we had for sure. But I just don't see all this happen. But that's just my opinion. Things.
I think Biden's trying to throw every wrench he can in his way as well.
Well, I just heard that my wife just peeped in a while ago and said, "Did you hear that Biden's going to sign something to where we can't drill on?"
Listen to this right here.
Find that.
Yes.
So she just peeked in and told me that. So
watch this. Yeah,
I didn't know
he had it. I already had it pulled up for you, buddy. Watch.
Good.
Well, later today, on January 6th, Congress is going to certify Mark's President-elect Trump's election results, and President Biden wasting no time cementing his far-left climate legacy with a last-ditch effort permanently banning offshore drilling in most U.S. waters. Incoming White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt joins us right now. Caroline, good morning to you.
It's crazy.
Good morning. Good to see you, Steve.
It's good to see you. So on the way out, in his last 2 weeks, what he's trying to do is he's trying to slow down Donald Trump, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. That's exactly right. This is a disgraceful decision by the Biden administration. And I say the administration because we all know Joe Biden doesn't know what's going on. This isn't him. This is the radical left environmental extremists in his administration who don't care about what's in the best interest of the American people who just reelected President Trump with a resounding mandate to drill, baby, drill. This decision, the intent behind it is to exact political revenge on the American people and on President Trump, to try to slow down his administration and make it harder to implement the agenda that he campaigned on. But the good news is President Trump is going to get to work to day one. His administration will look at how we can rescind this radical order and expedite permits for drilling and for fracking to bring down the cost of living and energy in this country. That's what he campaigned on, and the American people can expect President Trump to deliver on that promise. He will not be deterred.
Well, and here's the thing, Caroline. Apparently, a lot of these lands, and we're talking about the East Coast, West Coast, down the Gulf Coast, and up around the Bering Sea, a lot of these areas, gas refiners have not really had any interest in developing anyway. But nonetheless, it's just symbolic. And I know it's going to be challenged in court, and I know that Republicans can change the law. But still, for him to do it in the last 2 weeks rather than his first 2 weeks, it speaks volumes.
Yeah. Yeah. Tells you everything.
Is that right there should tell? And I already had that pulled up ready to show. And I just want everybody to know that's listening out there. I don't just watch Fox News. I got News Nation. I watch, I mean, all kinds. I sift through different news stations because and I don't just sit and watch them, but I do. Excuse me. I do watch them enough to know what's going on, update it, and I also, I get a lot of my stuff from, social media. And I know a lot of people say, well, social media, right? There is certain outlets that do, break it down and they show what's true, what's not, what people are saying.
Well, you're going to get more truth out of social media news than you are in the mainstream media for sure. Yeah. Without a doubt. But the good thing about that thing is about the whole, what Biden's doing is it could be undone. But it just shows you what that his administration's about. And what they are about.
Well, just like they said, he's about himself.
They don't give a crap about you. They don't give a crap about me. They don't give a crap about the American people. They're just mad because they lost an election, and they're going to do everything in their power to make it tough for the next administration coming in. It's just what it is. What it is.
Well, that's what they were saying.
They're not mad so much at Trump either. They're mad at the American people for voting this guy in. Yep. They have a vendetta against us. That's who they're mad at.
And they said also, we know, I've watched the man over, his clips and just, political stuff over his 50 years. And I was watching someone else and they're like, this man has been nothing but selfish and greedy his whole life towards his family. They don't care about the American people. They don't care about you. He doesn't care about his staff. All he cares about is his self. He's arrogant. He's always been like that. That's why he was earlier on that clip I showed, he was cussing the media. He just came off that just came out of his head. That's how, his brain is.
That's who he really
correct.
is.
Yeah. Well, that's who he's arrogant. He's, he thinks he's, this smart guy when he really ain't. He never graduated the top of his class. It was more the second from the last and all that. But and that shows you, this should show every American that how selfish this man and his family is, because he doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about what's going to happen to us when everything, when he leaves office. He's pardon his son. He's, all these things that he has done for his family and them, instead of doing it for the American people, so
they don't care about the American
no. And like I said, the man's been in 55 years.
Yeah.
Term limits, guys, term limits, 10 years, you're out.
That doesn't just go for him. That goes.
No, it's for every one of them.
The Republican Party don't care about you either.
Exactly.
They don't care. They don't care. They care about themselves.
I'm conservative, but
so am I.
Yeah, but the only time I hear any of them say anything about the American people is when they're in front of a camera or posting something that they, it's the only time I hear them care about the American people. Yeah. It's when they're in front of a news person or camera, and then they want it. And then they want everybody in the streets going back and forth at each other. And then the report came out. Oh, and then a couple of them said, we went and had lunch earlier. And they're like, then why are you putting off to the American people this fear mongering of y'all are at each other's throats and fighting, but you're going and eating lunch together, the Democrat and Republican, certain people. And then you're getting American people stirred up and,
together.
Yeah, you're making enemies of each other. People out here becoming enemies. Look at the election. Look at all these people that on social media that has these women that shaved their heads and said they left their husbands or boyfriends. And I mean, there was even an incident of a young lady that,
for Trump. Yeah.
over stuff that's just nonsense that they fear mongering.
Well, they were telling women, if your husband voted for Trump, you have to divorce him.
Yeah, and
that's what they were telling women.
I think one of them even murdered her dad or her husband or something because she was a Trump, or he voted for Trump. Yeah, out in Washington or Oregon, I think the young lady, killed her father because he was a Trump supporter. I mean, there's some but then they go and have lunch together. I mean, come on. Why are you not telling the American people that? So we're not out here at each other's throats and saying, hey, da-da-da-da-da-da. Instead, they want to make it look like they're not working together,
I think the first step right now today, and I think Salty's hit on this, is that we got to get through this certification and get past this moment in history, because then we could sigh a little bit, take a deep breath a little bit there, because I don't know. It's just it's going to be interesting in the next year. Without a doubt. It's going to be very.
I think it's going to be interesting in the next 2 months. It's going to be very, very interesting. And now that it has dumped a layer of snow, I'm hoping this will be gone by the 20th. For his inauguration and all that. I don't know. I won't be there. But if you want to really look up a guy that's sitting in jail and has never been convicted, never went to trial, he was a cop in Tennessee. His wife has been, out there, just a big advocate for him and everything. And he never been to a Trump rally, never been to a rally in his life. This was the first one he went to, and then they lock him up. And they even said in the report that his wife said that police station that he works for here in Tennessee, they told the police not even to talk to her or the family or nothing. She's not even allowed to talk to him or nothing. He's still sitting in prison. It's been 2 years now, or something like that, 2 or 3 years. And she doesn't get to see him. None of that stuff. Like, he's just, and she's been advocating to try to. And
you're talking about January 6er? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. And he's a police officer, and he'd never been to a rally before, nothing. And that was the first one he went to. And now he's.
Do you think Trump's going to pardon all those people?
I don't know, to tell you the truth. I know a lot of people say, hey, are demanding it, but I don't think every one of them.
He said he was. He said he was.
Yeah, I think a majority of them he will. But I don't think he will ever one of them.
Well, hell, they've never been charged with anything. They're sitting in prison for 4 years and never been charged with a crime.
Exactly. They're not even to trial. I mean, nothing even a charge.
It's crazy.
That's unlawful, right? Is that not unlawful?
The Supreme Court said they couldn't charge them with the stuff they wanted to charge them with. The Supreme Court handed down a ruling and said, I forget what it was, but they couldn't even charge them. So that's why they're just leaving them sitting there in prison, because they can't put. It's nuts, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. So
if you weren't violent up there, if you didn't hurt anybody, which most of it was very peaceful, what the hell are you doing in jail? Why are you in jail? Why are you in jail? You shouldn't be there. It was a stunt anyway. It was all set up. It was a set up planned thing to basically go after Trump. That's what it was.
Oh, yeah. Everything they've done is basically to try to pin something on him. Just like, he has to show up, day after tomorrow on the 10th? What is today? The 8th?
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
He has to, today's the 6th. Yeah. So he has to show up on the 10th because Judge Mershon, or whatever his name is, he is.
What's that about?
Him. Yeah. Like, Trump put a statement out earlier about it. Salty, see if you can find it. Maybe you can do a little research. He put a statement out.
I'm looking right now. I'm digging down the rabbit hole a little bit.
Okay, well, he put a statement out saying about these top people that has said this, shouldn't even have been brought to trial. This is a bogus charge anyway. This is all, and it's past the statute of liberty. I can't even speak right now. Past the statute of limitation. So, I mean, it is completely nonsense. I think this is like one of the last or not last, but I think this is like right at the almost at the finish line. They're going to throw a curveball. They're trying to throw a curveball to stop him from. I mean, what's he going to do? First of all, I don't think he's going to sentence him to jail or prison because he told him he can either show up in person or by video, Skype, video.
Yeah.
So if someone says, hey, if a judge tells you can just show up by video, that means you're not going to send me to jail on this day. You know what I mean? You're not going to jail on that day. Or he would, he would say, hey, you have to be in my chambers or in my courtroom, on the 10th. And I believe, and anybody's in the side chat, man, if you guys have an opinion, please throw it in there. Or if you would like to make a comment on this, please feel free to, I think most of us kind of are aligned with the same kind of common sense, I would say, because it is common sense. We live out here. We're the ones that really have to go to work, pay our bills, raise our kids. We're living the real life. We're not living in some, fancy, cloud world where we're not up there in Congress getting paid all this money and then backside trading, making millions of dollars. And not only that, here's the thing. All the Republicans left for the weekend, Democrats left, and it's coming the snowstorm, and they told every Republican, do not leave. You better stay in D.C. this weekend for today for them to, to make sure nothing happened, and they certified this. So I think most of the Republicans are there in D.C. now. They told them not to leave. Did you find it?
No, I did, but I got to look. I'm verifying it before we put it out there.
Common sense ain't common sense anymore. Well, to some people, it's because the woke schools and the agendas that these people have put, has pushed through. So, it's not, my kids are not woke. My kids are 16, 18. And let me tell you something. They've got a public school education. I've raised them in a house of discipline. I've raised them with, and I ain't talking about just whipping. I'm talking about like a line of discipline. You respect people, you respect yourself, you act right. You don't go to Walmart. You don't, even when they were babies or little kids, they do not go to Walmart. They never threw fists to go into the toy section or do any of that. They walk through there. And I'm not lying. A lot of people say, yeah, whatever. I'm not joking. People have told my mother in church and said, hey, his kids does not get out of line, do they? And she said no, because they know that he would, discipline them.
There's a price to pay.
Yeah. And so my children, thank God, are not woke. They see that kind of stuff because they do. So they have Instagram and Facebook. They don't do TikTok. They have Snapchat, and they're girls. They're, teenagers, and they see that stuff with these girls doing this stuff. They're like, Dad, look at this, They're like, what? This is crazy. They're not woke kids, and thank God, but they know the right from wrong. They have common sense, and I'm so thankful that I've raised them. We've had two parents in the household, thank God, because I think that makes a big difference. And because I was raised by a single mother, I wasn't raised with a father. When my mother divorced my dad when I was 2, she never remarried, so she had a boyfriend for years and years, but they never married and never moved in. So I never had that, that authority figure there like that. But I was raised by, a single mother, and 5 of us was. And so I think that helps when you have 2 parents, in the household and teaching the kids 100%. Because our children are, and even now, like I'm comfortable with my 19-year-old, she goes to college. I don't have to worry about her being influenced by that stuff because she has enough common sense to overlook that, and I've always told her, hey, you believe what you believe and you stand on it. I can't tell you what to believe. You have to experience life, and then you go from there and believe what you believe. I can't, make you believe something. All I can do is break things down for you and the common sense stuff, and you have to make that decision yourself. So let me look up. So
yeah, I got lost on something. I'm looking at something else.
Yeah, that's cool. I was just kind of sifting through that. And like I was saying, I follow, Fox Nation. I follow Fox. I follow Megyn Kelly.
Megyn Kelly's a big
Sky News Australia. I follow American First News. just a few of the outlets that I follow, it's not all Fox News. I don't take that. I always take everything with like a grain of salt. I do like the right side broadcast because they broadcast all the rallies and stuff like that. So, I do follow BBC. I like to know what's going on there. Newsmax 2, Live Now with Fox. I do have actually CNN on here because I like to compare certain things that is being said to what's not, you know what I mean? What the truth is and what they're putting out. You have to sift through some things, guys. If you're really going to get into these kind of topics, you have to kind of break it down. Because I think somebody was talking about that the other day about, you're just right-sided. You only watch Fox News. I was like, no, I watch like 25 different newses. And
well, you got to be able to watch. You got to be watching everything. You can't just watch one side.
And when I say watch it, I don't mean just sit and watch it for 8 hours straight. You have to know how to. Yeah,
you got to see what they're putting out. You got to see what's going on.
I mean, if you know anything that I put a video out, Stephen A. Smith, this guy has completely, he says he's a liberal or whatever. I mean, he's completely. I believe he voted for Trump. I mean, he says he didn't. He voted for Kamala, but the way he talks, he's got a podcast. I believe that he has a little bit of common sense. The PBD podcast, I listen to him. Not constantly, but I do listen, I don't know if you guys know him, Patrick Bet David, if you guys know who he is. He was a young guy that lived from Syria or Iran, something like that. His family was when he was like 2. Moved to Germany, lived in a camp for a couple of years. He tells his story. He's really great. And his family finally got to America. He lived over here, grew up here, served in our military, went into business, went into selling insurance, and now he's a billionaire. And he's made the American dream himself, but he gives back. He gave back by serving our country. He loves our country. And if you don't know who he is, it's PBD Podcast, man. The guy has 2 or 3 guys on the panel at all time. I mean, he streams the Trump and Kamala, debates and stuff. They really get into all kinds, not just political stuff. This guy, they get into all kinds of topics. It's really great. Okay. That's someone I wanted to ask you about. Steve Bannon, guys. Do you guys kind of know? You guys know who that is, right?
Yeah, you know exactly who he is. Yeah.
All right. Do you think he's got a place in Trump's place? I don't think he does. I think he's too out there. I think he's too extreme. He's off the cuff, and the other guy that went to prison. Now, I think they loyal, man. They stood up, they did their prison, their sentence and stuff because they wouldn't speak. I commend them for that, but I do not believe that, they're going to be anywhere in that administration or anything like that. I think the other guy, I can't remember his name that went, it was Steve Bannon and was it Mike or I can't think. Anyways, but yeah, Salty, I agree with you. There's a couple of things we're going to have to watch out for in the next few days or weeks.
They're hiding something from us because there's too much going on. I mean, that's just the way you can call it what you want. People can say it's conspiracy theory, but if it smells like a skunk, it's a skunk. If it looks like a rat, it's a rat. I mean, everybody knows Fox News. You already commented on it just a few minutes ago. You commented on Fox News. Some people hate them, some people like them. But here's the thing: every one of them news channels took the Las Vegas thing and has put it some kind of headline where something doesn't seem right. All the top YouTubers have looked at it. Why are they drawing our attention that way?
Yeah. All right. Well, here's another thing. Why do we know everything about this guy? They even show video of the guy in New Orleans, the trailer and place that he lived and he come from. The FBI, if you listen to Dan Bongino as well, I mean, the FBI left his door open on his trailer. The news is going in there filming. He's got guns and things and weapons and just material and everything out. Why did we know everything about this guy? But like they said, we don't know anything about this 19-year-old kid shooter, the Trump, or the Las Vegas shooter. Remember back when that guy shot like 60 people, at the concert? There's nothing. Exactly. You can't find nothing on that guy. Why are they hiding this stuff and you can't find anything on these people. But now all of a sudden, like this guy, they left the door open. I seen a video on it. They left the door open. The news is going through, filming all this guy's trailer inside his place of the guy in New Orleans. What are they wanting us to see, and what are they not wanting us to see? You know what I mean? Like it's cloudy, man, and you better get a fan, people, because I'm telling you, get the smoke out of your eyes and open your eyes.
Are you seeing the comments? Are you seeing all the comments? Because they're coming in.
No, I'm just seeing Evil Rick and them, man.
We've got 30 viewers right now.
No, I'm not seeing. I'm only seeing 15 people. I don't see your comments. I don't see John's comments.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure. That's what I'm working on right now. I just went to all 3 of our pages. We got about 30 viewers between the.
You seen the video, Rick? Yeah, it's crazy, man. It doesn't make sense how they just opened the door to this guy's place. They allowed him the news to go in and film. I mean, listen to Dan Bongino, guys. He was a former FBI agent and guy. He's smart when it comes. He tells you, hey. The FBI is so crazy and corrupt right now, and just you can't trust them. It's insane. Why would the FBI just leave this guy's door open and allow the news to go in and film all this stuff? I mean, it just doesn't make sense. Well, where you're not a maintaining guy on my channel, or anybody is,
right?
Moderator thing where you control. I don't get to see your people anyway. I don't think I do. So
yeah, all the comments should show up. I see all.
I can't click on your comments though. I can't see them.
So. I can't click on them either and share them. It's not letting me. So
I don't know why. It should. It says. It doesn't say anything.
Evil Rick. Could you see Evil Rick's comment?
Can I push your number up your thing over here? No.
Yeah, I can see Evil Rick's comment.
So, I can see Evil Rick's.
Okay, yeah, I see Evil Ricks and Rob Shadows. Yeah, I see them. I just don't see anybody else's. Sorry, guys, if I don't see your comment, not putting it up. You're streaming through Stalking Badger's channel or Political Writer channel. So, Zedhead, what's up, buddy? Smoke and mirrors, he says. Yes. No, I was wondering because I've only got 17, 15 people. Smoke and mirrors, guys. They show you something over the left to distract you from what's happening on the right. Yeah, and I completely agree. They're just like I said. Why would they open this whole guy's diary and life up, and then these other people they're high? You can't even get into their phone. Come on, man. I can get on here and zoom in and show live views of your house, Salty, or whatever on Google Map or search, but we can't understand what this kid was doing, you know? I mean,
right.
Exactly.
It's dumb old fool. What's up? How you? I mean, it's just crazy, you know? I don't get it. I do get it, but I'm saying like they're not transparent. They're never going to be transparent with the American people. Hang on a minute. You guys talk. Bring something up.
Go ahead, Salty.
I mean, it's just the fact that I was looking at this video. I'm sorry, it come through with the noise, but they're drawing our attention somewhere is exactly 100% it. But that's the thing that now we shouldn't have to constantly ask our government, why are you giving us smoke and mirrors, drawing our attention? And we fall for it every time. And we always jump down the rabbit hole when we should be keeping our head out of the dirt, not being ostriches, sticking our head in the sand. We've been buying oil from terrorists. We need to stop buying oil from terrorists and buy it from Texas. Yeah. But then we still have to be able to get it to our own stuff. So we need to stop selling America. We're not selling America. We need to build America. You know, I don't think Trump was, you guys might hate me even being on here. I don't think Trump was the best president choice. I think he was the lesser of the two evils. I don't think he's going to, I don't think he's fit for the job 100%. I don't think that's what we need. It's what we need to help us out. But Americans need to stand up, pull your heads out of the sand and figure it out and fight for your country.
So it's got to come from the American people. It can't come from your government. Your government's not going to fix anything because they're not in it to fix anything for you. So
the government wants you to depend on your government.
Yeah, that's exactly what they want. They want to grow government. I mean, they want you to depend on them. And that's what it's all about. I like Trump for a lot of things he stands for, you know, but he's not, and I've said this earlier in the cast, he's not the savior of the country. He's not going to save this country from its doom, which I think eventually is going to happen. In my opinion, in order to save this country, I think there has to be a big crash in this country. And I mean, I'm talking about an economic crash. There has to be a big crash and a reset. I know people look at me like I'm crazy when I say, well, why would you want that to happen? Because I think that's the only way we're going to get back. We're going to get back. We're so much in debt. We're so lost in the economy that we had to have a crash to reset. And that's just my opinion. What do you think about that, Salty?
Yeah, I definitely think that we have to get on top of the country getting back, because they want. Oh, I was on the wrong. I got a lag. I clicked on the wrong tab. So they 100% want us to depend. The country 100% wants us to depend on the country. They want people on welfare. They want people dependent. They liked COVID a lot because the government had us. They had us at their will. They were shutting things down and they had control. They loved it. They completely drew it in. They had the world in their hand, and they knew it. And other countries were following us. I mean, the scary part is that we are feared by other countries. That is, in my own mind, that is scary, because all these people in these third world countries, they think America has it great. I'm going to tell you that it's not all what it looks like. We're good at smoking mirrors. We do it to ourselves all the time. They went to Las Vegas with a Cybertruck, blew it up, like I said earlier. The funny thing is how many magicians do some kind of magic trick in Las Vegas to get on the board. I mean, that's what better stage. All the world's a stage. That's what it is. That was staged 100%.
Yeah.
How you doing behind the bars? I've checked
behind the bars. Thanks for stopping in. This is a little bit out of my wheelhouse. I know you came in from my channel. I follow you guys. I like the father and son thing. This is outside of my wheelhouse, but I got to pull my head out of the sand once in a while. I fell down the rabbit hole, and now I'm here, and we're going to see what happens.
Well, it's good to get it off your chest, man. Talk about it. You enjoy it, obviously. You do good at it. You did good last night, I believe, at it on your channel.
I'm watching my heart monitor kind of go up and down.
He's like,
if I take a break for a second, it's because if I take a break, it's because it is beeping at me, and I'm looking at my phone and telling me.
Well, I mean, always.
Hey, everybody in the side chat, whether you're in, hit that like button, hit the subscribe, hit the bell, hit anything at least 3 times. And even if you want to hit the dislike, you don't like us, oh well. But come back in, check us out. That's what we're here for. We're looking for the controversy. Just jump out there, put it in the side chat. Let us talk about it. Last night, I had it going on for a little bit. I had a few of those phony. I had some people coming in. I had some SEALs stating they were real Navy SEALs jumping in, giving me their seal of approval on what we were saying. Whether they were there or not, hey, I doubt they were real. But hey, they stopped in. They counted. All your guys' views count. Your opinions count. That's why we're Americans, because if you don't get it off your chest and get it out there, we can't talk about it, and nobody else knows.
Yeah, that's right. And that's what those channels you were telling me about yesterday, Salty. That one, I jumped over on that live, and I kept commenting. They don't answer anybody's comment, man. He didn't read anybody, and he's only got a few in there. And I'm like, dude, that it was Legacy something or something like that.
Yeah, they had thousands of viewers.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, you're not even communicating with, and I get it to a point, but I think he had like 1,000 in the view, or so many in the side chat. wasn't crazy, but
I mean,
those guys that was on there, the military guys, for his subscribers, he had a lot, and but the guys that was on there talking, I was checking them out on that video, the military guys and stuff, and if you watch some of those guys, man, they they're Green Berets, they're military, they have a lot of good opinions on what was going on with that.
That war room, that war room that I showed you, that was more than just a Green Beret. That is special operators from across the board. They have Green Berets from the U.S. Army. They have pararescue guys from the U.S. Air Force. They have recon Marines from the Marines. They have Navy SEALs from the SEALs. They have other forces come in on there from other special operators in the world. to speak on stuff. They know what they're talking about. They're not talking. They're talking about it to get it out there to the people. They know the real deal and what's going on.
Well, just like the cop lady, the black cop lady, the DEI hire, I believe, in New Orleans. She's like, this is not a threat. This is not, we found IEDs and bombs, and this is not a threat, And I'm like, everyone's like, then what is it? She's sitting there saying it's not a threat, but there's, he's made these and left these coolers all over the daggum city.
Hey, Roadkill Ron, thanks for stopping in.
And then they found out he had the smart meta glasses, and he's recording. They said they hadn't found any videos yet, but I think that's a lie, because who's going to use the smart recording glasses and not, he was recording his walkthrough and what, his path and stuff like that. Well, so
here's an idea on the smoke and mirrors thing. Okay. Now let's hit on the whole thing of the Las Vegas for just a second on this little bit clip of it. Is that it's a big conspiracy theory. We all think the bigger conspiracy people and the realists are all thinking that he remote operated the vehicle because he has the training and the technology to do it. Elon Musk comes out and says it has to have a coherent driver behind the wheel to self-operate. That brings up two questions in my mind that I've done a little bit down the rabbit hole on. The first question is, how is it possible then that the car can drive to where you're at to pick you up that they have advertised before? Second off, where's the camera image from inside the dash? If there's got to be, they've got to know that person's there. So there was a camera inside there looking back at who was driving that vehicle. How come that footage isn't released? Or how come they're not talking about the fact that the guy was trained in remote operated vehicle driving? Besides drones, he was driving remote vehicles from an unknown location across the country. That's how we operate. We're talking about China flying drones over us. Do you think the guys that are flying drones and dropping stuff in Afghanistan, do you think they're standing there watching with a remote like we do when we fly a drone or from a phone? No, they're sitting in a remote location somewhere in the United States flying these drones. They're at no point or way are they in harm's way while they're flying these drones.
No.
So it happens all the time. The balloons happen. They said that didn't happen. Then it came out later. It happened to Canada. Everything that's happening, we're looking the other way. Is it to get us to look away from the drones? Is that what's going on? We don't know.
We were discussing that a couple of weeks back about those drones, and I tell you, the things that guy said on that email. Do we believe the email's right? Do we believe the other guy that says this guy's just a conspiracy guy that's just making stuff up? It's so many different rabbit holes, like you said. It's so
that's exactly where they want us. They
want us confused and not going going down those places, and while they're doing what they do,
whatever they're doing.
But they talk about this. Here's another smoke and mirrors thing that'll really make you start.
But the way he was talking about the drones coming out and stuff, I believe that, man. I believe they have, China, and with the drones, they have that technology. I believe that they have things over here that either, the Biden and them has sold us out with, or, they're just not caring or whatever.
Well, that is 100% right, Zedhead. They are flying the drones in Afghanistan from the United States. I can tell you that's 100% true.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I mean.
They are from storage containers inside the United States. That all is true.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
But our Wi-Fi doesn't always work at our house.
But do you believe that there's a ship somewhere underwater or somewhere there's coming out of? I believe there is
they're launching them out of submarines. But here is the thing. He also talked about in that email ultramagnetic flying UFO kind of things, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is brought back up from another smoke and mirrors thing. Remember the Malaysia plane that flew and just suddenly disappeared?
Yeah.
It was brought up during that. And when everybody started digging into it and all this stuff, they started finding pieces, but they still could never explain what happened. But then other things broke out across the United States. So everything is happening for a reason. The news isn't touching on the fact, other than little bit in pieces, about the fact that we're moving thousands of troops out of Japan because they don't want us there anymore. Who wouldn't want a military as strong as ours inside of their country.
Exactly.
Why would they get rid of them right before January 6th, January 20th, when we're getting ready to make this big change, if they don't know that China's going to be pissed about something, because China's going to turn on Japan because they're supporting us.
Yeah.
Why is the mainstream only? But that's their key thing to do, though. They pop up the little
Robert.
They pop up the little, the click news. What's getting clickbait. What's popular. What's going to grab the people's attentions. They're not. They're never going to tell us the real news. The real.
That one just broke the internet right there.
The drones are looking for intelligent life forms.
Intelligent life forms. There ain't many here.
And I was going to say they need to get on
back.
Go on to the go to the back row. So no, but like I said, it's all on how far, like you were saying, how far you want to dig. You can go down the rabbit hole, because then you got, of course, we know how social media works. You got a million people doing the same story, same topic or whatever, but they're going down this direction. And then this guy or this woman, they're going down this direction, and they can take you down 50 different directions of what it could be, what's the truth, or what, their views. And that's why we do this, because we just want people, I like to open people's mind up to explore and making your own opinion. Don't just listen to the mainstream media. The legacy media is talking about the Golden Globes. I mean, come on, oh, hey, yes, the lady, I posted a short earlier. The woman roasted the Hollywood stars last night, or whenever it was, last night or night before. But that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. They're pushing stuff like that instead of pushing the real news. Like, this is why their ratings are down. That's why you see big time podcast people on YouTube, Rumble, whatever platforms they use, getting millions of views, getting not just millions of subscribers, but they have millions of views. And what did they say CNN's last quarter was? 500,000 views?
Right.
I mean, that's nothing. I got that on a short. I'm at 600-something thousand views on a short. I mean, you blowing CNN out of the water. These big time podcasts is just completely, is where everybody, and I agree, because I have an X account, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. I have an account. I keep up with a lot of stuff over there, and it's very interesting what goes on that platform if you follow the right people, if you watch and go in. But you can't just believe one person or these people's, you know what I mean? You have to dissect it. And see what the truth is.
And John's done it on his channel on the rabbit hole, and I know you've done it too in your research and this stuff. The scary part is they throw this stuff out there. They open up that rabbit hole for us to go down.
Yeah.
But the information has been there.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't look that. Why didn't we notice it when it was in front of our faces? We're not noticing it for sometimes years later when they crack that out, that the information was there the whole time, because they distracted us to get us to look the other way. So if anybody remembers January 6th, when Biden took office and got everything certified, the riots broke out. We still have cases that are being tried on that. It's the same day. The news isn't talking about that. They've cut that part of the history out and talking about it.
Yep.
There's not a news source out there.
Where's all the cities that burned down?
Yeah,
where's all that? Yeah, where's all the what was it, over 100-something police officers that got hurt and so many killed?
Where's all that at news? Do we just think it's not going to happen again?
It's exactly. I think they do. They believe that it's just it's at rest.
Now here's some food for thought on that I just literally thought about. Okay, we're still dealing with the lawsuits on that whole thing, and Trump goes to court on the 10th. Okay, but are they going to try to say that he's going to cause something in this uprising again, like he did last time, where they tried to blame it on him? Are they going to place blame back on Trump if there's some kind of uprising in?
It's going to be all his fault. It'll be everybody.
But is it going to be baited? We're very easily baited. We jump down the rabbit hole because we're baited. We do these things because we are passionate about our country, and it's a very toxic situation across the board, from social media, from the news sources. I mean, they're so bad. Everybody talks about clickbait. We get mad. We click on it because we don't like what's in the scene. It's no different than what social media does to us or not social media, but the news does to you on your TV every day. I have friends that don't watch social media at all because they don't like the way that people put out clickbait and like they lie about things, but they'll watch the news. The arguments that I have with them when I say you're watching the news, just get on the internet and check that. But they say, well,
exactly. I mean,
that stuff on the internet's not true.
It's so easy to do, Listen to this.
President and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 30 votes for vice president.
They're certifying this.
All this happening now? Oh, okay.
They're going through it.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Georgia seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 16 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 16 votes for vice president.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Hawaii seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Kamala D. Harris of the state of California received 4 votes for president, and Tim Walz of the state of Minnesota received 4 votes for vice president.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Idaho seems to be regular
Madam President.
And it appears therefrom that
What's that?
She said, Madam President.
Of the Congress.
And J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 4 votes for vice president.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Illinois seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Kamala D. Harris of the state of California received 19 votes for president, and Tim Walz of the state of Minnesota received 19 votes for vice president.
Is that Speaker Johnson sitting next to her?
Yes.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Indiana seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 11 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 11 votes for vice president.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Iowa seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 6 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 6 votes for vice president.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Kansas seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 6 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 6 votes for vice president.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the Commonwealth of Kentucky seems to be regular in form and authentic, and appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 8 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 8 votes for vice president.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Louisiana seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 8 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 8 votes for vice president.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Maine seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Kamala D. Harris of the state of California received 3 votes for president, and Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 1 vote for president, and Tim Walz of the state of Minnesota received 3 votes for vice president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 1 vote for vice president.
Hey, what Roadkill said there, I think this could be the first time that the vice president's done her job this whole term.
Yeah.
This is the first time we've seen her doing her job. We should all celebrate.
The certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Maryland seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Kamala D. Harris of the state of California received 10 votes for president, and Tim Walz of the state of Minnesota received 10 votes for vice president.
Well, we knew that. California's first state.
I mean, I'd feel pretty bad if my own state didn't stand
behind
me.
Exactly.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Kamala D. Harris of the state of California received 11 votes for president, and Tim Walz of the state of Minnesota received 11 votes for vice president.
Okay, do we want to keep watching that?
I mean,
we can talk. We're losing followers. I mean, they're dropping off like flies. Well, I did.
Yeah, we can look back at it. Keep it running.
Like I can keep it
down
running
in the bottom so we can see when she starts talking and bring it back up.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Yeah, let me figure out how to get it back. Okay, down here. Okay, yeah, I can keep it running down there.
Yeah, keep it in the basement.
Keep it in the basement.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's fine to do that because, I mean, I don't know. They may hit me with a strike. I don't know because it's live. Somebody's streaming it, so I don't know. It doesn't matter. But yeah, guys, sorry. I know a lot of people ain't interested in that, but I wanted to just at least premiere a little bit of it and show people that they are.
That's what I do. Drop it. But when she comes on, that's when you want to bring it up because
I like for people to see that, you know,
the last time that I mean, honestly, maybe I don't follow it enough, but I don't remember ever seeing her do her job.
No.
As vice president. When North Carolina needed help, that was her job to go to North Carolina, find out, get everybody down there. She wasn't there. She was more worried about becoming president to do another job that she wasn't capable of doing.
Yeah, exactly.
And I've seen a video earlier. They had Habitat for Humanity, of course. This family living in a tent, man, and this weather, you know, and they did a fund, you know, one of those things, GoFundMe, and they raised 90-something thousand. They got them a camper to stay on some property and stuff, and it was just like they shouldn't be having to do a GoFundMe. Go ahead. Our government should be taking care of these people, man. They're sleeping in a tent in 20-degree weather. You know, snow's hitting, ice is hitting. I'm covered. It's snowing so bad right now. Like it's real light thin though. It's like icy snow. You know, it's dangerous.
I mean, on the other side of the coin, this is going to get very controversial. But in my own mind, people that are, you know, not every single one of them, but a large percentage of the people that are homeless are that way for a reason of their own choice.
They choose.
They have capabilities and ways to get around it.
Yes,
they're there because that's the way they've chose life.
Yeah, they've chose to live that way. And I'm talking about the true ones that say, hey, I don't like rules. I don't live by society's rules. I don't want to live like it. I want to live free. I want to live on the streets. I want to live out here and go where I please, do what I want. Then you have certain ones that are, you know, hooked on, you know, that's got such a drug issue and problems. They can't follow right now rules because their addiction will not allow them to follow rules and steps into, like, you know, if you're in a home or a halfway house or a what are those places?
Yeah, the government should take care of them people because that addiction
but they're not,
is
you know, they're like
that is fueled by large pharmaceutical drug companies.
Yes,
so they should take care of them. They cause that part of the homeless, so they should be taken care of by the government. They cause that problem.
They should be offering them treatment and I tell you, I've been through treatment, man. I'm not one to shy away from it. A 30-day treatment did not help me. I shouldn't say wouldn't help me. Did not help me. It helped my mind just a little bit. It helped get the drug out of my system, but did it help clarity and stuff? No, it took longer than that. I believe a 9-month program is better, and that's just my opinion. But yeah, I think a lot of them took steps to avoid homeless shelters and places like that because their addiction has told them that they don't need to follow rules. They can do what they want. And a lot of them do choose to live like that. I have a harsh reality because my mother used to work downtown Nashville in the high-rise building. When she finally got her degrees in college, she was going back to school. And when we were growing up in East Nashville and the projects and all that, we were poor as dirt, but she was going back to school. And when she finally graduated and got a good job, she had seen a person give a homeless person a couple of dollars downtown. And as soon as that car drove off, she had seen him reach down in his sock and pull out a wad of money. It was a huge, he didn't need the money. He had money, and she was like, I would never give a homeless person money again. She said, now, if they need help, I'll buy them food or something like that. She said, but I'll never give them cash because the experience that she has experienced, because she worked downtown Nashville in the city for years. And she's seen that stuff all day, people hustling people and stuff like that. But yeah, I just think that, they're going to have to go through every state and all that stuff with that, but I pray nothing happens. There was another video I was going to show. Let's see. It was about, it was a topic we were talking about a minute ago. Oh crap. What was that? Let me look it up here. There was a video I was set on and I was going to ask you about it. Who was that I was talking about? We were talking about the Biden,
Right.
I don't know. I think we have a few, if this, which they keep saying it's going to be a smooth, whatever. For Trump to come into office, I think that it's not going to be Biden that does anything. I think it's going to be somebody else. It's not going to be. Do what?
There's not going to be anything smooth about it, even if he's in office.
No, transition. No, I don't think it's going to be a smooth transition. I think Biden and his family, they're going to go on out. And then he's saying he's going to be at the inauguration, for Trump. Of course, I think he has to be there, don't he? Or no?
You don't have to do anything, but yeah, he should be there. It's what you do. It's what they're supposed to do.
I really was surprised he said he was going to be there, but I see things going on with the other people.
Look at Zedhead. I mean, he's coming from the UK. Yeah. Look at the comment from Zedhead right now. Yeah. I mean, think about this. Yeah. We have the same thing. We touched on that earlier with the gas stations. I mean, we're bringing all these illegals in that are fighting age males.
Yeah. Yep.
And I can tell you that from what I see of our military is we're not what we were even 10 years ago. Yeah. They've pulled the tourniquet so tight on spending on the military. I'm not saying that it's the money they spent was correct, but the younger kids are not going into the service. Nothing like that. I mean, we had a boost in 9/11 with military kids going in, everybody wanted to be in the part of the service. That's gone back down. The big thing with 9/11 is never forget. People are forgetting. They're hiding it in the history. And it's
my son.
We forgot about it. To say we haven't, it's foolish. If you look at history and the way that things are happening, we're letting it happen again right now. We had that Green Beret that blew. If he blew it up, maybe he blew it up to draw our attention back to that. But I still think he's alive.
Well, I got two nephews that just got out of the military service because of the COVID stuff. One was Army and one was Marines. And they're only in their early 24. They're 24. They went in at 20 or so. And when that COVID hit and they demanded the shots and all that stuff, they got out. They said, and they wasn't just that though. They said they were trying to, I don't ask him stuff like that because I have enough respect to, I got a good friend that did 3 tours in that war, the Afghan, he was in Fallujah, Iraq, and Afghan or Fallujah. He was like the door kicker, he kicked the door in, on ground.
Yeah,
going in, busting in the doors. Breacher or whatever. Yeah. And he was a war junkie, man. He did 3 tours. Thank God he never got hurt. I've known him for 25 years. Great dude. But I don't ask him questions. If he tells me something, you know, he told me some of their experiences, you know, like with the spiders over as big as dogs and things in their tents and just the stuff that they would try to do for fun and different things because it was a bad place, you know, it was a bad time and it was bad to be there. And then my nephews, I don't never ask them anything because they didn't like fight, but they've served 4 years, you know, and they're like, the controversial stuff though would blow your mind right now. Like the things that they implement on them and try to press for them to do and things like that. They're like, and if you know anything of me and my way, my family, my brothers has raised their kids the same way, you know, conservative, discipline, you know, stuff like that. And they're not stupid. They have common sense. They're like, no, we're done with this. You know, we're not taking that bogus shot. We're not going to listen. And it's not that they can't follow rules. They wasn't going to be put in a position to do things and have to do and go against their morals and their values and stuff like that, you know. So, and they got out, both of them. And they wanted to be. One of them even got a tattoo on his leg. He created his own last name crest, his family crest name with his wife and kids and everything. And he was going to be a lifer. He wanted to be in the military for life, man. He had since he was a kid, but he couldn't do it. He was like, I could not do it no more. I couldn't take what they were trying to do, you know. And I don't ask him a lot of stuff, but, you know, I'd like for him to talk about it to me, you know, one day so I could, you know, kind of figure out some things, you know, why they did that and what they're doing. But I don't know. I kind of feel like when you talk to a veteran or a military person, that's just showing respect. You don't ask them, you know, their experiences and stuff, you know. That's something, you know, I don't do. So now if someone suggests it, you know, that's different. You know, if they start talking about it, then I can ask a question. But like you're military, but I've never asked you much or anything about it because it's not my business. That's your own, you know. If you bring it up like you have, you know, hey, I served, you know, that's, you know, your place. But yeah, I just think that our country, like you were saying, the 9/11 thing, it got America fired up. The young people were fired up I don't know if it was for revenge or just, I know a lot of it was for the love of their country. You know, they're young. It was a different generation. It was a different kind of, you know, 20-year-olds, 19-year-olds.
Anybody that's been in the service, here's one thing to think about. Okay. If you look at the United States, the way that things are, look at any city that's got a military base in it. If you want to see poverty in the worst case scenarios, walk outside of a military base. Most places off base that are directly off the base, they're very low income, broke down. The houses are down. Most businesses that are real close to the gate are blacklisted, not allowed to go to. You can't go there. Don't go to those bars. Don't go to those tattoo places because they don't even want their military people there.
Yeah.
They changed names of bases and everything. A prime example is where they changed Fort Hood to Fort whatever it is. I can't remember right off the top of my mind. But one thing is, anybody that's ever been to Fort Hood or anywhere around Fort Hood, the real truth of that is you can change the name, but you're not going to take the hood out of Fort Hood. Yeah. That place it's a hood outside of there. It's every one of the military bases is that way though. You're not going to change that.
Yeah, my nephew one of them was in Louisiana, wherever that base is. It was completely, the roads was trashed. Everything was trashed around the place. It was awful. You know, it was completely in no middle of nowhere. You couldn't even hardly find it. Of course, that's the military for you. But it was a rundown, seemed like place. You know, like you're talking about. You mean Fort Campbell?
Do you see Evil Rick's comment? Which he's a
was you talking about Fort Campbell?
The crazy part, he's a mod on all of our pages, and YouTube just blocked one of his comments.
Really?
That's crazy.
Well, it wasn't me, buddy. You know that.
No.
So
No.
I never block a comment that's decently said. Well, I think my standards are they automatically put standards in on what you can. Of course, we know that, like the cuss words and the other political stuff. They don't like to, they don't like people's or threatening or harmful or something like that. They will not show. So, and I don't even get to see it as the channel guy, as my channel, I don't even get to see it. So yeah, you have to reword it and like use the baby words. And I hate to say that, but you do. You have to, you have to follow their guideline and stuff. Yeah, he says Louisiana.
One thing about
to Fort
the
Johnson.
language and everything on the channel, like for as far as I understood it, for the once you get monetized, I think it's only like you got to only worry about what you say for like the first certain amount of time on your live streams and what you put out.
First few minutes. Because Megyn Kelly, she'll use the F-bomb constantly.
Oh, God. Yeah. I don't see how some of them get away with it because she is like, she's off the chain. I love
if you watch it's the first 5 minutes or whatever it is, you got to watch it. So,
yeah. Is she saying something?
Okay, here we go.
The votes for President of the United States are as follows. Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida has received 312 votes. Kamala D. Harris.
How bad does this have to be for her?
Let's see what happens when they say the other part of it.
Kamala D. Harris of the state of California has received 226 votes. The whole number of electors.
Why are they clapping? She lost.
President of the United States is 538. Within that whole number, a majority is 270. The votes for Vice President of the United States are as follows. J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio has received 312 votes. Tim Walz of the state of Minnesota has received 226 votes.
Why do you clap for that?
What's that?
I don't understand it. Why do you clap for a loser?
I don't get it either.
Like, they gotta get a trophy. I mean,
shall be deemed a sufficient declaration of the persons elected, President and Vice President of the United States, each for a term beginning on the 20th day of January, 2025, and shall be entered together with the list of the votes on the journals of the House and the Senate. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, you've done her job for the first time. Now they're clapping because she's doing it.
Oh, is that it? Is that it? That's certified? She certified
it?
Shake his hand. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Like,
I'm glad that happened because that nothing.
Oh yeah, it shows. I'm glad I showed it. I may get hit with it.
That happened perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, but I may get. Yeah, I seen it there, and I was like,
You know what's
like,
sad?
What the world are they going to do? You
want to know what's sad about that whole thing?
Are they going to do something though? Like I was thinking, man, I hope that this is not.
Well, that's a big step that he's been certified.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was praying to God they wasn't going to try to, I will not certify this. I'm sorry, but there's no way I can do this. I mean, certify your own loss. Do what?
I'm glad you had that up on your screen, though. You know why? Because you can now clip a short of that where she said and everybody stood up and clapped. Yeah. You actually can make a short of her whole entire 4 years where she did her job in a 2-second clip. You can do the job. The whole that summarizes the whole time, the one time that she did her job.
Exactly.
She did it right. She did a good job. She did it right. I mean, at least she got one thing right out of 4 years.
Yeah,
exactly.
That completely, and this has an automatic generator too, and I don't know if it'd do it, but I'll try it. But if not, I'll clip it myself. Yeah, I think I think that was good. That's a step forward today because, like I said, here in a few days he's going to have to, deal with this judge Mershon. That's what I was going to show. I think earlier, Mershon. Judge Mershon. No, maybe not. I think it was Biden or something. Heck, I can't remember. I was on a video and I lost it.
Yes,
I lost the video. It was on a.
Yeah, he is a dipshit.
Yeah, he is.
He's very,
Mershon, New York, is at war against Donald Trump. Yeah.
Evil's been. He's an older guy. He knows what's going on. He's been around.
Evil's a good dude, man. I don't care what anybody says. Evil. I have sit and morning after morning in Tennessee at a campground, and Evil has walked up from his motorcycle camper, and me and him sat and had coffee just about every morning. And I can tell you, if you ever get a chance to sit with the guy and just listen to him and just talk to the guy, he's a good dude. I've tried to get him to come on live streams since I started this channel 4 years ago, which I know his internet ain't that great, but just even if I could get him to come on and just not even have to show his face, he could put up his picture and just talk to us, man. I wished he had enough internet service to do that, because he is a great guy. And if anybody doesn't know him, please go subscribe to him. He's one of the best moderators in YouTube history, in my opinion. And I always tell him, you don't have to drop everybody's channel in the side chat. Only if somebody's in the side chat that asks for somebody's channel, ask Evil Rick or one of the mods, and just ask one of the mods. And I think I only have 3 moderators, and the other 2 are not in here. So just ask Evil Rick, and he will give you the thing. If I will say this on a live stream right now, where it is documented and proved. If I ever become monetized, and I do decently, I'm putting back into this channel. And that also means if Evil Rick sticks with me as a moderator, I will give that man something as him doing that as a moderator. I will give him some kind of payment or something. He'll say he wouldn't take it or whatever, but the man is great at his job, and it ain't even his job. He volunteers to do it, and we love him for it. So go subscribe to his channel. Yeah. So I promise you, I've said it on a live stream. I've said it. It's documented. If I ever become monetized and start making money on YouTube and putting money back in the channel, he will see something from me. So I just wanted to say that, because a lot of people don't give the moderators his credit. That it's really not, a lot of noticeable people just type through, and like a lot of people's comments, like when you go and see people like 20,000 or 10,000 in side chats, they're just going through like crazy, but the moderators are trying to welcome everybody in there and all that. I've seen a lot of it,
and you got to welcome the people in and everything like that.
Yeah.
So this is like, it's going to be.
I feel like a weight took off my shoulders seeing her do that.
Now, when this happened last time, it wasn't much longer before things got real haywire on January 6th. That, in fact, my thumbnail picture was taken about 2 hours from last year at this. So things can still get haywire today, even though it's happened. Republicans aren't normally the ones to rise up and become violent. So,
and that's what they always say. Look, they talk about us being the right side always being so violent and stuff, and they're like, look at the footage. You see who's the ones that's violent.
Well,
you see who's rising up and doing things.
How pissed off would you have been right now if it would have went the other way and she would have been president and it wouldn't have been Trump? How upset and argumentative would you be about right now watching that whole thing where she was the one getting certified?
I don't know if I would have been like pissed, but I would have been, of course, disappointed. I would have still watched it, because I still watch this stuff. I still like to keep up with it, so I wouldn't have just ignored it. I still would have watched it. I may have said a few different words, because I don't think she can run the country. I don't think she can run a car into a brick wall. But I also think, I'm serious. Like, this woman is not meant to be in politics or public service. She's not, man. This woman can't hold 2 sentences. When you get on a live stage on the women sitting around the table view, and say, I wouldn't have done anything different from that idiot. You know, I mean,
so
we really need her in
we're
there.
all on the same side of the board, but out there somewhere, there's another board going on where the people are on that side of the fence saying Trump can't run the country.
Exactly. And there is other podcasts that sit
here's the thing is that those people are going to be pissed off. And those, they're the crybabies of the country. They're the ones. I mean, not all of them. But everybody.
Right. But if you look at this side where we're at, when Obama got elected, if you didn't like him or even Biden or whatever, we didn't go out and riot. We didn't go out and do crazy stuff. We accepted the fact that they were president, and it is what it is.
It is.
We didn't like it. We didn't like it. We didn't agree with it, but we didn't burn cities crazy down. and burn cities down and act just ridiculous.
I work hard for the things that I have, and I take care of them, and I enjoy them, and I respect them, and I respect other people.
Yeah,
but,
absolutely.
I have loans. I pay off my loans. But how about those people that have got all that free stuff from Biden that don't respect all that stuff that now have got that taken away from them?
Oh,
so do you think there's not going to be some sort of uprising? That's why I'm curious to watch what happens, because now is when the uprising starts, because it becomes reality. There's nothing they can do to stop it. It's reality now. You're going to take my free away?
Mm-hmm. He's been certified, and they're going to
America is free. We're free, but everything in America isn't free. America is this way because you've taken advantage of America.
Yep.
And when you take advantage of something and things are free, you take advantage of it, you cause it to become broken.
I mean, when did they start taking taxes? After World War II, was it? They started doing income taxes and stuff? Yeah. Like they never took taxes.
War. That's the Boston Tea Party.
They never took
taxes.
Are you sure? Because I thought it was the World War I or II.
About federal taxes?
I'm talking about income tax. When did they start taking federal taxes? Because then they said it would be temporary, and then they knew after they took it, they could make money, and then they could get credit from other countries and other things and other people. And the country, in my opinion, went straight downhill when they started taking out of our pockets. They started.
Well, they've been taking out of our pockets for a long time.
That's what I mean. When they started to supply the war effort in the military, and that's just some of the things I've read on. They said, "Oh, this is temporary."
The temporary tax, it never was temporary.
Yeah, and it never was temporary. They just kept. Now
there's never a temporary tax.
Every tax that we have to pay, federal, state. Well, my state, Tennessee, I don't think we have state income tax or something. There's the
United States started going downhill when the Mayflower set sail.
When Daniel Boone started crossing the Appalachians, he said, "Ooh, we're going downhill, boys." Sacagawea and whatever, she shouldn't have showed us these places. You know why Tennessee's a volunteer state? Because we volunteered to take our butts to Texas and fight a war that we didn't belong in and die over there. That's why Tennessee is called the volunteer state, because we stand up and volunteer to do things. If it's clean the roads, the highways, or do things. Two things are certain in life is death and taxes. Yes. And women take both of those, buddy. But seriously, this has been a good live stream. Seriously, I enjoy this talk, man. It's hard to get people on that can hold their feelings back and emotions, and not argue. And I love it. And I do. I love getting on here talking politics. I like talking rabbit holes. I like talking, whatever, military. Even though I'm not military, I don't know everything about the military. I like to have someone on here that is military or been military like you, or Zed. I believe he may have served. I'm not for sure. You can correct me, Zed. I may be wrong. I know the Peaky Biker did. I know there's a few guys that I do follow that are veterans. I'm always curious of what, sometimes of their outlook, because they have such a different outlook and opinions like you, because you've been in our government, you know what I'm saying? You've served our country. You've worked for, I don't know, do you call it working for our government? Or what do you call it? You've seen probably some of the highest stuff, technology, different things in the military, or, you got to do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I've seen technology and things. I mean, we got a lot of
things
stuff
that I will never get to see. Those, what I'm saying, and I love having those. Those experiences, opinions.
Pull up this comment from Evil.
Yeah, which one is it, buddy?
With the taxes. Pull that up.
Oh, Evil Rick.
Yeah,
taxes were started at the front. I thought it was.
He probably remembers that.
Still is voluntary according to the law. See, they have written laws that we don't even know about.
That's because you know why? Because Evil Rick's older. He remembers
he
that.
Not that
he remembers that part.
He said he remembers when they
chiseled the. How old is he? Come on now.
He said they chiseled the 10 Commandments.
That came out wrong. I didn't mean he was that old. I mean he remembers that.
What's up,
that
Rick?
stuff because of history.
Yeah.
They didn't start changing history until recently. So when he was younger and taught history, he was taught history from parts that even my generation probably doesn't have the recollection, because he learned it from his, maybe his grandfather or something like that.
Right.
It wasn't taught to him in schools. He learned it from people that experienced it. That's what I was saying about he was older.
Thanks, buddy. Not that everybody likes to listen to us. It's just different. Yes, it's Ray's moto life. Yes, I do motorcycle stuff, but I also like my other things. I enjoy bringing other things to my channel.
Yeah.
I don't hate myself for doing it. No, you can't be. I can't, because I like other things. I have other passions. And like I always tell people, man, if you want to look at my motorcycle videos more, I'd love for you to, my experiences, my travels, whatever it may be. And the friendships that I've made and people I run around with or hang out with, that's good. I thank you for it. If you don't want to watch the political stuff, you don't have to. But I enjoy doing this. It's called YouTube for a reason. It's me, it's you. So I'm putting my stuff out here, what I like. And of course, if you watch that stuff, I highly appreciate it. And I always thank, all my subscribers, the ones from the beginning and the new ones, because I've had a lot of new ones lately. And yes, I do short and political stuff, but go ahead.
Yeah,
Salty, you need to do a political.
I'm telling you, that's what I was trying to tell him earlier. But I told I was trying to tell him, bring his stuff. I know he's all, we love the motorcycle life. I know you do.
Oh, absolutely.
I know you love the chopper stuff. We all eat and breathe. We love that stuff. But I think you got a lot more to offer, though, man. I know it's fun for you, man. I get it. But I think you got a lot more to offer than what you realize sometimes.
Yeah,
I think you do. I think you'd be surprised how many people will show up to your channel and to listen to you, man. I do.
mean, honestly, I just looked at my thing. I've had an average of about 200 and hold on just a second. I've had on this one, it's only been about 30 views when I just looked at it. So, but I mean, people like to see it. That stuff's normal. I like that. And I am passionate about it. It's the country, things like that. And we got to protect it. We got to teach that stuff. If we don't teach it, then it's going to get forgotten. And people, we're human. We learn from our mistakes. Give me a second. I got to answer text.
Go ahead.
I don't know why he's deleting them. Maybe he don't. Maybe he didn't want to be on this channel. I don't know.
What's that?
SNS comments. Evil Rick asked SNS why he was deleting his post. I don't know. Anyways,
I don't know.
But like John, here, this guy. Sorry, I said his name. Oh no, Political Writer has a channel called Political.
Sorry, guys. Go ahead.
Political Road Glide, Political Writer. His new channel is Political Writer. He has 2 channels. I think he's on the Political Writer, channel now. So, and then Salty Badger, his channel is Salty Badger, and it's great if you like to see homemade built choppers and in his garage. And he does 5 o'clock in the evening. What do you call it? I'll let you say it.
Small channel spotlight kind of thing, live at 5. I kind of look into other things, but I try to just keep it fun, short, about 20 minutes. Throw out little people's channels and things like that. More to the motorcycle community kind of thing.
Yeah, he likes to highlight the channels usually under 1,000 subscribers because, of course, we all know we don't, a lot of the smaller channels. I'm even a small channel. I don't have, tons and tons of, views on every video and all that stuff. I consider myself a very small channel, but also, I think the YouTube community also misses a lot of good stuff from a lot of small channels because there is a lot of small channels out there that can do some awesome videos, do awesome work, and just great people at that, and I think they get passed by so much because they're not being pushed by YouTube. So it is completely, a good thing for people like Salty or Motobomb Virginia, to highlight these people's channels, like even Motobomb, he always puts up people's videos in their channels on his screen and shows and talks about them. He'll let you see. We like to make sure you're a real person. And that doesn't mean you have to actually do videos to be a YouTube watcher, but we like to authenticate things if you're going to come on people's lives and stuff like that. But yeah, I think it's a great thing what we're doing. I love these live streams. Like I said, I've been done for like a year.
Thanks, Quick.
Took a break, so I'm kind of just getting back into it, trying to get the rust off, figure out what buttons is to share and to do this.
Well,
I used to know everything down pat, man, and now it's like I'm starting all over and I'm learning all these controls again. Take a year off and see what happens, man. Like literally, do not open your computer for a year. I did all my stuff from my iPhone, my videos, my downloading, YouTube, everything. Never touched my laptop in like a year, man.
It too.
So
I did it too.
It's different coming back to this stuff and relearning this stuff. But yeah, you can see more live streams like this ahead. We're going to start doing more of these. Me and John do them every Sunday on Political Rider. I didn't stream it last night to my channel. I just forgot. It wasn't nothing, personal or nothing. I just had forgot to do it. But yeah, I think it went good. I think she certified it. I think that was good. Mike Johnson, I don't really agree with him. Like he's a weenie in my book. He's a little wussy dude, likes hanging out with the, like he paid the guy not to steal his milk money at the lunch table, and so he's going with the big guy Trump to the UFC fights and stuff like that. Yeah. And everybody's got their own opinion. Now, I'm not taking away that he's a nice guy and he's a Christian man and he's a good man and he's a good family man and all that.
He's a rhino.
But when it comes to standing his ground and standing up to these people and saying, no, we're going to do it this way. If you got a problem with it, kick rocks. He's not going to do that. He's going to bend and he's going to make deals and he's going to, he's going to fold because he's a rhino. Like you said, he's been there. They know Washington. They know the ins and outs. They know the backdoor deals, the back alley room deals. It's to benefit themselves and their families.
Thanks, Evil.
I mean, truly, Evil buddy, we love you, man. I'm not getting off here. I'm just talking, guys. I'm just trying to get everybody's channel out. I'm trying to, expose Salty and John, for their channels, trying to get, like I said, his new channel. We want all the political people to come over to Salty's channel and tell him to start doing more. No. So we want Salty to come out more. Now, we know he's going through some therapy and stuff like that. So we all are here to support Salty and that's why I always, and that's not just why. I mean, I turn on the guy's stuff. If I'm going to get my kid from work, I'm going down and up a mountain. I know I'm going to lose service, but man, I will leave it on until it picks back up. I do not turn the live stream off because every time he goes live at 5, I'm on my way or I'm down the mountain or I'm on my way back, from picking my kid up from work, and it's in and out, but I still always try to comment and listen and support the guy. I don't know. I found him on, YouTube, and I was like, hey, like your stuff. I can't remember how the conversation went, but, we talked and everything, and it's just somebody that I really felt like, we connected over motorcycles, and that's why I love motorcycles, because you can connect with people that you never know,
Did you have... How many views did you have on last night? Because I can't see the viewers on my end.
I didn't have many at all.
Can you see the viewers on the screen, on your live screen? Like right now, how many viewers we have?
Yeah, 12 right now.
Yeah.
I don't. That's weird. I don't see that on my side, but
I had 18 at one time. I can see yours. You got 9 watching.
Okay.
On yours. Yeah.
Not that it matters. I just normally I can see it. And I can't see it on my end.
Yeah, John, you've got 2.
Yeah.
But that channel, it's okay. That channel's new. Hey, man, like I said, I said 80 subscribers for a year, man.
I'm up for it. I got some more time. I got actually a lot of time, but we've been on this one for about 2 hours.
Yeah.
If you guys are up for running a little bit of test, and it might help John's channel out if John has time, we can end this live stream.
John snowed in all day.
Jump on it. Jump on another live stream, same subject.
Let's do it.
Start it, but flip the setup so it's vertical. Because
what's that?
When you're in the,
can we all go vertical?
Yes.
I don't know how to do that. John may know. I don't know.
Do you know how
do you do vertical, John?
Okay, no, I have no clue.
When you go to
what's up? Desert Outlaw, buddy. Thanks for
stopping by. Desert Outlaw is exactly right. Same subject, same title, same thumbnail. But when we do this, it's gonna push in the short format. We're gonna get a lot of trolls. We're gonna get a lot of bots.
I don't have
a
thumbnail.
Here's the thing that I've learned with them. Engage with them because it's going to help. We're going to help John's growth because they're going to click on the stuff. They're going to be subscribers. And it's
Evil,
real
can
growth.
You drop Political Writers channel in the side chat, please?
Yeah. So, but when you do that in the setup, okay, in the settings, when you set the stream up, go to the. I'm going to go on. I'm going to share the screen right now and show you how to do it.
Okay, go ahead.
You set it up because I can do it, but I can't share it because I don't pay for this. Well, but hold on just a second.
I do. So I think John does.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
So if you guys heard that, we're going to jump over.
Unless you pay for it, you can't do it. So.
Oh, okay. Can you get in the backstage and do it? No, you have to do it before you set up, right?
Yeah.
Before you get to the backstage.
I'm getting ready to do it right now. I'm setting it up. I'm logging in so I can show you.
Okay.
All right. So
he says I don't think StreamYard does vertical.
It does.
It's only 2 people on panel on YouTube vertical.
There's maybe.
That's YouTube.
Yeah. That's YouTube. Yep. All right. Hold on. All right. So here we go. There. Oh, I'm sharing the screen the wrong direction. Let me start over here. All right, here we go. Share the screen. There it is. All right, so let's see. This is going to be a little bit tough. Let me make this smaller. All right, so when you're here, all right, so when you're on this part of it, you're in the studio right here. Go to the settings, hit the general.
Okay.
See where it says landscape or portrait?
Yeah. I know.
Click on
I was wondering where that was. I was wondering the other day they added
when
that.
You do that,
portrait.
When you now what that's going to do is it's going to push it through as a shorts in the shorts feed. So everybody will be able to hit the like and the subscribe by just touching the screen. It's beneficial to people on their phones.
Yeah.
The layout
more people can see it out there on their phone. Yeah.
Evil Rick hates that layout. He's a photographer, so he really hates that layout. But the good thing is it's great for views. It's great for everything else.
Yeah, for people to come to your channel. It goes out more like a wideband. It's more out on the internet.
And John's channel needs to grow.
Well, it'll take me a few seconds. Yeah, no. That's why I did that short the other night. And
that's organic. That's good organic growth for John's channel.
Yeah.
Is even if they're on my channel or something and they hit it, it's still going to bring with us 3 being on there. The other thing it'll do is it'll bring the viewers. It'll tie it all together. When he puts a short out, it'll tie all 3 together.
Okay.
So
I've got to figure out a thumbnail. That's the issue I'm having.
Did you see my thumbnail?
I can make a thumbnail. I've got the thing to do it with. Just trying to figure out what to put there as a picture, though. Like,
did you see my thumbnail?
Yeah, I seen it.
Yeah. Me and John and you. Yeah, looking around. That's funny. That's good. Who do you use?
Flickr or something free off the internet.
Yeah, I use that Carvana or
Carvana. That's what it is. Carvana.
Carvana. Yeah, I use that one. So
I'm not good at art and stuff. I just click and throw it at the wall, see what sticks.
That's me. I do too. I try to throw it up there, title my video right, and if it doesn't, then I'll retitle it.
It's that government smoke and mirrors thing. They've taught me well.
Well, I mean, it's good they give us a free, editing thing where we can try to, because you can do more than thumbnails. You can do banners, you can do all kinds of stuff with that Carvana or whatever it's called, Carvana or Canva.
It's a lot of it's in title and everything. It's definitely or something. But I guarantee you, we're at this for 2 hours. When we try it the other way, I'm curious to see what the difference is in the likes, the views, and everything like that.
Yeah.
And then when you start seeing that number come up and keeping them intact, that's huge.
Yeah.
So the more you can keep your viewers, YouTube will start throwing it out in the feed.
Yeah. Right. All right. Well, let's end this, and then I will generate this and let it do its thing, and I will hop over there. John, you can send me a link and Salty on Instagram if you want, or email. I don't know how you want to do it. It's easier to me just to do it on Instagram, but I'm on here.
Yeah.
I mean, I ain't saying get on through Instagram. I'm saying it's easier when I'm sitting here at my laptop to send you the link on Instagram, because I just pop up Instagram.
That's fine. Who's going to do it? You're going to set it up?
John should set it up if he's doing it on Political Writer.
You want to set it up on Political Writer and do it,
or do you want to stream it through? Do you want to stream it through Retire Writer and pull more people over there?
You stream it.
I would stream it from Political Writer. I would start with Political Writer, and then
I would do it on your channel, John.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we can stream it to our own audiences, but that way you get the larger amount of the feed.
Yeah, you'll get the larger views and the to build your channel. We can get you.
Okay.
You see what we're saying?
Right.
You see what we're saying?
Yeah.
We don't have to run it super long. Let's just run it as an experiment and see if it helps.
I don't have nothing else to do. Yeah.
All right, guys. So we're going to jump over on Political Writer. Make sure, be looking for that. It may take 5 minutes, maybe, for him to set it up or so.
Give me a few minutes.
Give him a few minutes to pee, give him a drink of water or something, and he's going to set it up. And make sure you hit that subscribe, like, comment, and just make sure you follow everybody in the side chats. Look in the side chats. If you don't know of any channels, there is a few in there. So especially Political Writer, we're trying to build this channel up. So as always, have a good evening. We'll see you in a few minutes, guys.
See you guys.
That's it.